What's up guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be diagnosing the problem with the Typhons 6S. Basically, if you don't already know what was wrong with it, check out the video link down below. I ended up breaking the Typhon like 3 different times in one video, so if you come over here, Max, take a look. Basically, the front suspension, here's how suspension's supposed to work. Down, up. Down, up. Here's how my rear suspension works. So you see how there's like no up process. So basically I was missing a part when I threw this suspension back on because I took the suspension off because I was checking shock oil. I need new shock oil. I need to replace all shock oil. I'm gonna go with a thicker oil since I do a lot of jumping. But basically I took this off and I forgot to put a piece on the top back on. So there was a piece missing. I jumped it. The screw bent, stuff broke on it. So in the meantime on the video, I took and put this top cap. I took it off the Typhon 3S and put it on the 6S. And ever since I did that, we've been having some problems with the suspension. So I don't exactly know what the issue is. It's either it's a bent shock cap or it has something to do with this top being on. But I just can't see why this top being on like this. It's not like it has a shock at a different angle or anything. I can't see why that would cause any sort of problem. It just, to me, it seems like it would be the shock cap. Oh, sorry, it seems like it'd be the shock shaft because I did some crazy jumps in the video. So that's the only thing I can imagine it being, is probably the shock shaft, actually. I mean, as you can see, the suspension's perfectly fine. So it didn't break over here, but I don't know if when the screw bent, and I'm thinking when this top broke, something with the shock or like the impact it took caused the shaft to bend. I'm thinking potentially that, but I also wouldn't be shocked if it was something with this cap up here. But without further ado, let's get into diagnosing the problem, and then we'll go from there on fixing it. So, I need to tear into the endless amount of... I'm gonna need that later. This. Already forget the size. Oh, first try, baby. First try. Bear with me, these are new Craftsman tools. Alright, so let's see. Oh, there we go. These Craftsman tools actually seem like good build quality. I'm not even gonna lie. I just want this off so it's gonna be better viewing. Everything looks good on the inside. It's a little dirty. If you guys have any recommendations on cleaning an RC car, let me know down below. Ooh, this wire's about to come unplugged, so good thing to always check that. Well, see, right here, it acts normal, but when it's on tires, it's not. See, now it's like not under as much pressure, and it's fully...
Almost fully.
Well, wait a second. When I fully extend it, so it gets to the point, ready? And it doesn't fully go back. I push it fully back, and it struggles to go back in. You see that? See, like right now, it's fine. Push it down fully, won't go back up in. So I've never had a bent shock shaft, and I absolutely sent this thing in the last video with it. So, let's figure out what that takes. What are we thinking, Max? What do you think it is?
I think a bent shock shaft.
You think so?
Yeah.
I'm just using these right now. I actually broke my one Traxxas tip. I'm actually shocked. I was hand cranking it on my X-Max and the tip snapped off completely. I'm known to break tools. I don't even know how you'd break that like that.
Yeah. How do you break tools so much, Neil? We need a documentary.
Honestly, like, I don't even have a response for that. It's just, I go as hard as possible just to get the job done. I break as many drill bits as possible to get the job done. It's all about getting the job done.
Like, you're gonna have to make an apology video to the brands. How much you've broken.
For making them look bad.
Yeah, you make them look terrible with how much you break them.
I break so many tools, bro. This is why this Craftsman's really gonna be put to the test, which these are brand new from Christmas, so I'm honestly excited to see how that puts up.
Yeah, by the end of the year, you're making an apology video.
Think it's gonna be bent in half?
Yeah.
That's
you're gonna break at least, I'm gonna say 10 tools out of the thing.
I just crank, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's either I'm breaking a screw or I'm breaking the freaking tool, one way or another. Done.
It's a long screw.
Cap off. I'm starting to think maybe it's not a bent shock shaft. Ready? Well, I don't like how the spring is always like pushed over on it. Like, I just want it to be, because actually before I was trying to make these shocks a little bit tighter, right? So rather than I just getting the right shock oil for it, what I literally did is just screwed this down all the way. And you gotta remember, this was like my first RC car. And if you're wondering what all this tape is, we had an American flag on the top for the 4th of July. It was a whole thing. But anyhow, that ended up breaking. But anyhow, I just had these shocks, I remember, just like screwed down the whole way because it's just what I did. I didn't even get shock oil. It was one of my first, RC cars. So you just didn't know that stuff. See? That's perfectly fine. It's safe.
So the shock's fine?
Yeah, but the shock shaft is fine, but what I don't get, it had to been something to do with the cap, because look, now that just confuses me, because why would the cap cause it to do that? I don't know. Oh, maybe because it was pushing the shock in. Oh, okay, that makes sense, because if you look back here, guys, where the shock actually sits, okay, so I'll just show it with this one, Max. So the shock, it's supposed to sit like this. Obviously, this will be up a little bit more. So it's supposed to sit like this. It's not supposed to be like this, how we had it before. So that could have been causing it to bend a little bit and not work properly. I didn't even think of that. So now we know it literally is all because of that. Now, the question you guys may be asking, do I regret doing that to the RC car? Honestly, no, because that was probably...
You still got a video?
And that was probably my best RC car video ever. So, and we only got away with that, and it didn't even permanently break the shaft. But what I'm thinking is I'm going to undo all the shocks, and I'm getting new shock fluid. So comment down below, guys, what shock fluid should I put in this? I'm going to get something a little bit thicker because I'm jumping this thing too aggressive for it to be something too soft. I do have over here for my freaking old... might as well have been toy grade DRCs. I threw some Team Losi in them because they actually could hold shock oil, and I just threw something real light in them because it didn't need nothing heavy or whatnot. Yeah, no, I got this Losi shock oil, and you're asking Max if it worked good. Can't really tell because it's like, again, it was thrown in these shocks. I mean, you could definitely tell a difference, so I guess it worked fine, but this just isn't thick enough. This is 36 weight. I can barely even tell. It's all like scratched out, but either way, this is way too thin. I mean, way too thin. It's probably thinner than stock, to be honest with you. 36, 38, something like that. These shocks are healthy, perfectly fine. All I need to do is just get a new cap for it, and we'll go from there. I'm gonna replace all the shock oil. I'll show my process on that, film a video replacing it. It's nothing too crazy. You literally just take the shock off, take all 4 of them off, and then you have to like replace it. You have to let, you know, the freaking air go through the air bubbles, let it go to the top, and then like pump them and whatnot, get the air out the top. So it's a whole process. I literally did it with these, and I did like the whole like proper process with it on like my first RC car. And this is back when I was in the WL toys. So I took these shocks all off and did like the proper process. But was it stupid? Yeah, but it did teach me how to do that and whatnot. So now this is a 1/18 scale, and this is a 1/8 scale. It's a 1/8 scale, sorry. So these are 1/8 scale shocks and 1/18 scale shocks. So it's the same concept, except when I'm doing it with this, he'll be doing a little bit more. These shocks, I feel like just leaked. But, I mean, when it was in, it did work. It honestly did work, the oil. So comment down below, guys, what fluid you guys recommend, what brand fluid do you recommend, and what weight do you recommend. Like I said, I'm going to be doing jumping with it and whatnot. Comment down below what shock oil do you recommend. Like I said, I want to do some jumping and just like high speed driving and whatnot off-road. You guys know what I do, woods driving and whatnot. So I want it to be a little bit thicker so this thing can absorb a jump, because I know a lot of time when it comes down, it'll like bounce right up. But again, this just has the stock oil in it. So recommend me an oil, what brand and what weight. Comment down below. Hope you all enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Pray for the Craftsman tools. Peace.
Mr. Neil TV.
Oh yeah, subscribe.